Oh, okay, there it is. So, yo, it was recording. So, and I'm not gonna edit that out. I'm gonna keep that because I dare to be me, dare to be you in a world where everyone's the same, big dog. So welcome to Love 24 Hours here, or where we review content that could either brighten or enlighten your day. Listen, if you're not saying that part with me by now, if you're new, okay, I get it. But if you're a vet, bro, and you've been here since day one, I love you, I appreciate you, but bro, you should be saying it with me by now. Like, if you're not saying wait, well, I really wasn't saying it from day one, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Like, and if you're not saying it with me by now, bruh, what is you doing, bro? What is you doing? But yeah, sometimes I don't even say it like the same way every time. Sometimes I switch the words around, but it's still the same, right? But yeah, anyway, so let me stop messing with y'all. Let me go ahead and jump straight into the shout outs real quick. Okay, so yeah, first shout out goes to Birdie 20. Thank you, Birdie. I appreciate it. Thank you. Next one goes to, I should have read this one prior to. Yeah, Tara J 4L. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. And last but not least, shout out to Age of Discipline. I appreciate the vibes. Look, I'm digging the little picture you got there too. I'm digging it. I like it. I don't know what it is about that. It's just, it fascinates me. But I dig it. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the love and the support, you guys. Because you ain't got to do it, but you do it anyway. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You putting, that energy out there for your girl. But anyway, y'all, let me stop clowning. Without further ado, let's jump to the video. Just money coming to me easily. Money coming and it needed me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming in frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming in.
Is not real. The only thing that is real is love. Don't buy into the stuff you hear on the news. Don't buy into all this stuff that are people trying to make you afraid. They get you scared of these imaginary diseases they come up with. Afraid of, we're in this economic crisis. The world is coming down. For one thing you've got to do if you want to move to the new earth, let all of the karma go. Forgive these people and then try not to make any more karma. The second thing you've got to do if you're going to go, get rid of fear. Fear holds you. It makes you afraid. So don't buy into all this fear. You create your own reality. Everything in your life you have put there, you can have that world because that's what you want in your world. You create your reality. So you forgive yourself. And it has to be done because there's no place in the new world for any of this. Fear.
Because chemtrails cause mind control. Well, what people don't realize is that your consciousness is governed by light. Light comes in through your eyes and hits your pineal gland.
You have to have that.
And you have to have it. And the pineal gland is the center of consciousness. It's the center of the soul, Descartes said. Okay? And so light, the color of light, changes your consciousness. And if the sun is changing, then it's possible that our consciousness is changing. It could be that the changing nature of the sun over the last 20 years is what's causing the Great Awakening that's happening. And they know that the Great Awakening is happening. Previous to our other conversation about archons, what if the archons realized that the changing nature of the sun was going to wake people up and they're going to find out about them? What do? That's what they do. They spray the skies. Everywhere. I have a friend who just was traveling through Europe last week, 2 weeks straight in Europe. I go to Europe all the time. I used to never see chemtrails in Europe. He said the skies were filled with them. I have a friend who lives in South Africa, Michael Tellinger. Same thing. He tells me the skies are filled with chemtrails now. It used to just be the United States, he said.
There's no clear days anymore.
There's no clear days anymore. And they've upped it. I don't know if you've noticed, but they've upped it. It's now much more spraying than there used to be, say, 3 years ago.
Right.
And the spraying is different. They've really gotten sophisticated. This is some of the
thicker, everything.
Thicker, like that middle cloud there in that photograph. They've really gotten good with their with whatever technology they're using here, because now the skies are blocked all the time. And
that's more than one plane.
that
Right.
is, I've seen 17 jets in the sky at once. Counted 17 jets in the sky. This is just a few weeks ago. And I think they're drones. I think now they're just
doing drones.
Just drones flying back and forth. And how much does this operation cost? I ask you. Gazillions? I mean, how much can it cost to fly planes all over the earth, dropping aerosols on top into the atmosphere?
And why do they hide this? Why do they suppress this?
Because we'd panic. We would go into a panic if we found it. Also, if they're suppressing our consciousness, then they don't want us to know.
Right.
So they ridicule us who bring it up, and they say, you're crazy, you're a tinfoil hat person.
Highest form of worship in Luciferianism is the inversion of God's will. That includes killing babies. I don't give a fuck if you're saying, my choice, my body. This is gonna be the most skeptical thing that people are gonna feel insulted by. Oh, how could you, this and that. Listen, if I go to a Walmart and I get shot and killed, it's my own fucking fault because I wasn't in touch with myself or in tune with myself to get that intuitive feeling to not go in there. You know when you get a bad feeling something's gonna happen and it happens? That's when you're connected to yourself. If you put yourself in a bad situation, like you go out somewhere, you drink, you get roofied, you're putting yourself in that environment. Regardless of how it is, it's all self-inflicted. I don't know how to explain it and I don't know how to make people understand that. It's not a diss. I'm not trying to comfort anybody. I'm just explaining something. If something bad happens to you, it's your own fault. No matter how you see it, everything that you did led up to that moment of that happening to you. I know that's a very, very controversial thing to say, but that's my now vision of it. So the highest form of worship in Luciferianism is abortion that basically obstructs the creator in every way, shape, or form. And guess what? Oh, what if it's health problems? Listen, the amount of abortions that happen today, less than 12% make up for rape and health issues alone. The rest are just negligence of people being irresponsible. That's the fucking truth. If children get hurt, it's their fault. Listen, I'm responsible for my child. If something bad happens to my child because he doesn't have awareness yet, it's my fault. I am raising a being to become conscious and aware of himself and his surroundings. If something happens to him, it's my fault. It's my negligence. It's not his fault. That falls on me. He is my offspring. But when he becomes consciously aware of his surroundings and what is happening, that's called being awakened. When you become awakened, you become the choices between your actions. I didn't awake until I was 30. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I don't know who I would blame. I didn't realize certain things. I was irresponsible. I externalized things. I wasn't raised in an environment that constructed my moral compass in a specific way. I naturally had a moral compass that would lead me in the right direction, but I still was missing a lot of things until I awoke. And that was from taking a shit ton of shrooms, meditating every day, all of that. The earth flat or round? It is 100% without a doubt flat. It don't matter what people say. There's no such thing as gravity. It's magnetism. Electromagnetism. That's what your heart center is. You have a toroidal field. Magnetism can be proven. Gravity cannot be proven. Gravity is still considered a theory, just like the earth's core is considered a theory. The earth being flat is I can see it with my own eyes. There's no fucking curvature. I go on the top of a mountain, I can look all the way that way, and I can scan the whole horizon and see that it is horizontal. Horizon. Horizontal. It's not rocket surgery. They've made it so complicated and stupid.
Need to talk about Rashad Jamal.
Alright, y'all, I just woke up, so don't mind the crazy hair, no makeup or pajamas, but we need to talk about Rashad Jamal. But before I go any further, I have to give a disclaimer because this message is too important for them to take this down. This video was made strictly for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in this video should be considered factual, and it's 100% speculation. These are my theories, my opinions, my thoughts. And even though a lot of people out there agree with them, it does not make it fact. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and say that I'm an actress and I'm practicing my movie lines. Hopefully that's good enough. Now let's get into this. So, Rashad Jamal, he was a big TikToker. I'm sure some of you have heard of him. If by chance you've been living under a rock and you don't know who I'm talking about, I will insert a clip of his here so you can see who I'm talking about.
They tell you that God is Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. He knows all things. You do. You knew every event that was going to transpire, and you chose your storyline before you came here. And being a rising ascendant master, you chose a storyline that would challenge you to remember it.
And please, I always encourage you guys to do your own research. Do not take anything that I say as a fact, nor anything anyone else says as a fact. Look up Rashad Jamal on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, watch his videos, and make your own assumption and your own opinions. But if any of you know him from his content that he's been uploading, then you know that he considers himself to be a spiritual awakener. And he posts extremely truth-seeking content. He exposes a lot to do with our hidden history and lots of other things. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with everything that Rashad Jamal says, because there's definitely been a few videos where I've watched of his and been like, I don't know, bro, I think you're stretching. But I'm not saying that he didn't stand for something amazing and that he wasn't trying to do something amazing. And I'm sorry, but anyone who identifies as a spiritual awakener and thinks that they were put here on this planet to help awaken the masses and bring light to this topic that needs to be talked about, they're not going to go out and harm children. Sorry, but they're not. Not if they truly believe in the messages that they're portraying, like Rashad Jamal and his wife did. Now, when you speak out against these people, that doesn't go well for you. Look at any other truth seeker or whistleblower or anybody who's tried to bring light to a topic that they don't want talked about. Fuck, Snowden had to flee the country. See, what they used to do when you talked out against them is they would make you look crazy or even unalive you, right? So people who post the same content that I do or that Rashad Jamal does, we had to always say we're not suicidal, right? Okay, but now you don't only have to worry about that. Now you have to worry about them making up some BS charges and trying to stick you in prison for the rest of your life because they don't like the messages that you're preaching online. It's fucking scary, man. And anybody that posts the same content that is similar or at all similar to what Rashad Jamal was posting, you should be afraid to. It's scary. And they're doing this man hella wrong. They're trying to say that he harmed a child in the first degree and molestation of a child. Yes, I said that weird, so they won't take me down. And now, because of this BS that they made up, that's literally just hearsay, Rashad Jamal's wife came online and said that they were tampering with evidence, that there wasn't really any evidence. It's crazy. Now they have this man in prison for the next 16 years, and then he has to do 20 years on parole after that. He has to register as a sex offender, and he can never be alone with his children ever again. All because he was trying to bring some fucking attention to some shit that nobody wants attention brought to. Well, the Europeans running this country don't want attention brought to. And it's sick, dude. It's so sick. And then there's some of you out there who don't even know the full story, and you just are like, oh yeah, he's a frickin' pedo, he's nasty, cancel Rashad Jamal. Y'all, if you can't see through this, I can't help you. Look at the shit my man was posting. Look at the fact that they've done this to him before. They can't just frickin' unalive him. That would bring too much attention to the stuff that he's talking about. And then people who weren't even awake or hip to this shit would be like, wow, he was saying this, and then they unalived him, so it's gotta be true. So they don't do that. They're just going to come up with some BS charges and put him in jail. So shut him up for the next 30 years or so. It's sick, dude. And if they can do this to somebody who has a huge platform like that and lots of people are going to see it, what are they doing to regular people who don't have a voice or millions of people watching their videos and it can spread their word and what's happening to them? My thoughts and prayers are with Rashad Jamal, his wife, and his children. I am so sorry that the government could do y'all like this. And for the rest of you, you need to wake up. This shit is truly, truly fucking horrifying. Like I said, I didn't always agree with everything that Rashad Jamal posted, but we pretty much stood for the same things. He was trying to wake people up and bring awareness to this topic just like I am. So it really fucking scares me to see that this was able to happen to him and that a lot of people are buying it. Free Rashad Jamal, man. And for those of you who don't really know what I'm talking about, go do your own research before you form your own opinions. And to all my followers, I just want to cover my ass. I'm not suicidal. I would never harm myself or anybody else in my life. I love my husband and I love my 3 children with all of my heart. So, since I post some kind of similar content to what he did, please, if anything ever comes out about me, don't believe it. This is just their new way to take down people who are trying to bring the truth to you guys. And we have to power through it. This is so scary. Let me know what you think about this stuff in the comments. And as always, make sure you're following us for more videos just like this.
People don't want for you to go on your spiritual awakening because you're going to realize the things that are annoying you are lessons that you are meant to learn. And there's like a Congo line of people that are just right in line with that person who's annoying you now or who's been annoying you recently. And life is going to keep on testing your patience until you stop suppressing your emotion or stop yelling and screaming at them like you were taught when you were a child. And things are going to keep on breaking in your life until you stop saying nothing ever works out for me. People are going to keep on calling you ugly until you know that you're profoundly attractive, beautiful, radiant, loved, meant to be who you are. You are going to keep on having fake friends until you actually stand up for yourself. The people, the powers that be that are blocking you or trying to block you from going on your spiritual awakening want for you to be irritated by that other person so you can say, I'm a victim. Instead of identifying that what they're doing is they're aggravating that belief of my boundaries are not respected. People don't see me. People don't hear me. People don't care about me. You just keep on getting jobs and being frustrated. Keep on getting into relationships being frustrated. Keep on looking at society being frustrated. Not taking any kind of responsibility for your life. Thinking somebody else should fix the problem. Thinking that somebody with more followers can do something about it. Or because we are still children in this world, we're still thinking that mom and dad are going to take care of it. They don't want you going on your spiritual awakening because then you're going to realize other parts of the world, it's obvious that reincarnation is real. Oh no, scroll away. Oh, you're still here? Hey, watch the documentary on Netflix, Ghost Inside My Child. Go on TikTok, type in proof of reincarnation. So you're frustrated that you want to have a mom and dad just like the stories taught you, and you have a karmic lesson with this person because you're meant to learn a lesson. Some of you were over here being holy and righteous when you were a jerk in another lifetime and you're working off your karma. No, that's too weird. That's too crazy. There's no other possible reason why this person keeps on testing your boundaries and why this person who's related to you or the person you're in the relationship with keeps on driving you crazy. From somebody who did a ton of shadow work, which by the way, Jesus loves shadow work. It's like I have to say this in this modern day and age that we live in. I saw that I was meant to experience what I experienced, being taken advantage of, having a broken home, being raised as an artificial insemination with 2 lesbian mothers and a gay father who died of AIDS, experiencing poverty, experiencing my mother being abused in this lifetime. What about the other people? They have contracts too. They chose to not believe in reincarnation this lifetime. Some people, you can actually do research on this. There are people that are atheists that have had NDEs, near experiences, and when they crossed over, they saw that they were meant to experience this lifetime in this way. Some people come down here to experience what it's like to just be told what to do, to be resentful of God. And if you think this conversation is weird, let me ask you a question. Don't you think reincarnation makes more sense instead of just saying, why is God an unconditional loving person and people are suffering and people are living in poverty? I'm not saying that I have all the answers. I'm saying nobody has the answers. And people get frustrated because the people that they care about aren't going on this journey with them. Like, don't you get frustrated by that? But aren't you noticing that's not going with the flow? Why do you think that they constantly tell you that you're selfish and you're greedy if you focus on yourself? Because if you actually start to take responsibility for your life, love yourself, forgive other people, trust your intuition, call out what is on your mind, call out what you see, listen to people instead of needing to defend yourself and explain who you are. Stop looking for validation from 8 billion people on planet Earth. Stop giving attention to trolls and people who just need to hurt you because they're hurting inside. And go out there like a child looking to find your people. This is where you get purpose. Some people exist merely to exist, and that's fine. But what if the people who are putting you down are challenging you for that purpose you always felt that you had when you were younger? Why do you think that society constantly has us focus on our age? Because if you stop focusing on your age and start learning lessons and start focusing on the gratitude of learning those lessons and the gratitude of you trusting yourself, then you're going to realize that you are divine timing. Then you'll start doing stuff like looking at the real astrology and realizing if you're old, maybe you're like me. The first 3 decades of my life were meant to suck. Then everything started clicking. There's probably going to be people in the comments section on this one that are going to say astrology's stupid, acting like their ancestors didn't study the stars. They don't want to do research. You know why? Because they don't like their life. Because they've seen no reward. They've seen no validation. And then we throw around words like faith that we don't have. Because society gaslit us to take away faith, to hate spirituality, to have a negative association with Jesus, to have a negative association with the word God, to be frustrated that people don't think the way that we do. But that's what makes life beautiful. Yes, the first 30 years of my life sucked. Also, there were amazing times in my life. And because I kept going, trusting my intuition, not attacking people, not manipulating, I get to be in a healthy marriage now. I get to have a career with purpose. And guess what the first 30 years of my life were after the trauma happened? Actually, the last 20, let's say, because I'm 38. Jealousy, frustration, comparison, which stems from trauma, which stems from insecurity. That's part of the game. You are meant to be knocked down to see if you have the courage to pick yourself back up. You are meant to let other people learn their lessons or not learn their lessons. You are not meant to enable them and keep them hanging on to your energy and hanging on to who you are. You are not meant to go viral on every single thing. You are not meant to just walk around with your head down saying, I can't trust anybody, when in reality, you can't trust yourself and you're frustrated with yourself. You're not meant to look like them. You're not meant to be like them. You're meant to feel crazy. You're meant to question your existence. You're meant to not want to be around, to see if you have the faith and the courage to say, this is not my life. I don't believe it. Even though it three-dimensionally looks this way, I don't believe it. I don't believe this is it for me. I love myself. I choose myself. I am seen. I am heard. You must question why you depend on other people so much. You must question why you keep on telling yourself you can't depend on other people and it's easier for you to be alone. You must question why you've given up. You must question why you require so much validation. When you see a problem, I dare you to say, I am the solution. And if I am not the solution for this problem, then I'm not going to focus on it or point my finger at other people thinking that they should fix it. There are so many issues on planet Earth. Are you aware of how many civil wars are going on right now? And people are choosing to be offended, choosing to focus on one issue, ignoring other issues. Do you know why? Because humans only focus on things that they relate to. People listen to music because they relate to the artist, follow content creators because they relate in some way, shape, or form. We get into friendships and relationships based on the relatability. Then there's the spiritual awakening aspect of it, where you have soul contracts. This is why you meet some people and you just don't like them. This is why you see people in relationships and you can't figure out why they're with that person. No, never go on your spiritual awakening. Get validation from everybody. Don't move forward. Don't get a career with purpose until your parents agree with it. And actually take your parents seriously when they give you career advice. Like they know your destiny. Put your age down. Get better brand name clothing. Change your physical appearance. Only give people the best version of you. Mask your pain because nobody understands you. Mask your trauma because nobody understands. Play small. Just keep apologizing over and over again. Every time that you want to do something, just keep on telling people that you're trying. Keep telling yourself that you're not good enough, so you can get more people who also think they're not good enough. Meanwhile, you're walking around in a house of mirrors. Everybody around you showing you how you feel about your life and how you value yourself. People are looking at you and you're like, why are people looking at me? Because we know who you are. We're like, why don't you know who you are? Side note, can we get a close-up on these waffles that my wife just made? Oh my God, amazing. Everything in your life has a purpose. It's your purpose to find the purpose or not. Some of you just keep on reincarnating, not learning the lessons. Some of you are in relationships with people like that. No, Nikki Scorpio, that's too weird. That's too crazy. I don't like that. I'm just going to accept the fact that my parents don't like what I'm doing. My family doesn't get along. My relationships keep on focusing on presentation instead of who they really are. And everywhere I go, when I ask people how they're doing, they say that they're fine. And I know that they're not fine, but I'm just not going to question that because I just have to look attractive. I have to look attractive. Then you step outside of this equation. Then you watch everybody. Democrats hating Republicans, Republicans hating Democrats, Democrats and Republicans hating people that are nonpartisan. More articles. Focus on the war. Focus on the fear. Focus on something that you can't fix. Look over there, a shiny thing. Other people are the problem. No, you're doing everything correctly. If other people would do it your way, then the world would be a better place. I only want to focus on this thing because I relate to it, because it's familiar to me. I'm not going to focus on them. Why should I care about them? They didn't care about me. We're in an abusive relationship on this planet. Are you aware of that? You are in the twilight zone, my friend. So when you point your fingers at other people, what are you doing? Are you putting them down or are you educating them? Are you saying that they're a narcissist or are you showing them love that they never had? Are you resenting your parents and your family or are you being a leader? But why should I? Because nobody ever was for me. Okay.
I love you so fucking much. You're one of the best friends I've ever had in my entire life. You make me a better husband. You make me a better father. I love how you parent. You're the person I call at 3 a.m. when I'm having a panic attack that I've never had before. 2 years ago, I've never had one. Wake up, I'm having a panic attack. You literally coached me through it. I've never had a friend like you. You're amazing. You make everybody around you better. Everybody. And sometimes I'm jealous because your default mode is joy. And I've had to work towards it. But I will tell you, recently, I've been starting to experience some of what you've experienced and some of the way you live your life. And suddenly, recently, joy is becoming more of my default. And I know that would be impossible without having you as my best friend.
Swallowed up, swallowed up. Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
Oh, I'm not touching that with an 8-inch pole. Get the money.
Huh?
How we gonna get the money?
Nigga, we just gotta put our mind to it. You don't know how to put... If we put our mind to shit, we gonna get the money.
Have you been swallowed? Oh, I'm not touching that one either. For those of you who know, you know. Like, you already know, like, what the joke is about. For those who don't, I'm gonna need for you to just do your research if you want to know, because I'm not touching that one either. And you know, now I want a turtle and a mini skateboard, because that just took me out. Like, that was so cute. Okay, but yeah, but y'all already know, once the funny clips come in at the end, then that's it, right? So yeah, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the vibes. I appreciate the love and the support. And I really do hope that these videos do something for you guys. Like, this is purely for you guys. And just, you know, thank you for being part of my purpose. I feel like it's part of my purpose to provide you guys with this amongst other content that I create. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. So enjoy the rest of your day or night or whatever. And until the next video, love and light to all of you guys. Bye.